we got book 21 of the Odyssey, and basically in book 21, Penelope said whatever suitor can shoot an arrow through a line of 12 axes can marry her. Odysseus shows himself to Eumenes and Philoctetus. He promises to treat them like Temecula's brother if they help him. Everyone decides to try the bow the next day when they can make a sacrifice to Apollo before trying again. Telemachus on that day orders suitors to let Odysseus try it. They don't know it is actually him though. In the end, Odysseus easily puts the arrow through 12 axes and shows he can marry Penelope. Our three questions, our beginning question was, why did Leonidas think death is less bitter than life? My opinion on that is he felt if he couldn't enjoy all the beauties of life and all its great things that life offers you, then there's no point in even living at all.
Alright, so obviously he has problems with his life. Like, maybe it's like a girl, maybe it's like family member, like, obviously he has problems. Otherwise, he wouldn't want to die.
This is, in my opinion, he is just giving a moral out to the people he's talking to, saying, you're better off just being dead if throughout your life it's just going to be terrible. Because it even shows it in the book surrounding a few times.
Yeah.
I believe he thought life was bitter because he thinks like that if you don't live life to the fullest, then what's the point of living life?
Alright, so like, does anybody like have any ideas on like what his problems may be? Like,
Be angry, family.
Yeah, maybe it was rough childhood, maybe it was, some recent events that happened.
He didn't get stuff the way he wanted. He just thinks life is crappy.
I mean,
There was a terrible event that probably happened recently before.
maybe like,
He lives like Ashton.
oh my gosh.
Alright, let's move on now.
Yeah, let's move on to question 2.
Alright, second one is, does Penelope make all the men compete for her marriage with a bow? I think she did that because she knew Odysseus was the only man around that was strong enough to break through the 12 axes. So if someone did break through it and she didn't know who it was, she'd have an idea that that's Odysseus.
I think that, I mean, there's multiple reasons why she did that. Like, maybe because, like, if, like, you and you're, like, did they ever go to war? Because, like, obviously,
That's what they did back then?
yeah, that's what they did a lot back then. They always go to war and, like, kill each other. So, I mean, maybe she just wants, like, a strong man, like, I guess girls, like, I guess, yeah. I guess girls just like, the strongest one of them all, like Ashton over here. He's all buff and stuff. Or maybe it's just,
What do you prefer?
I guess.
Well, Penelope is a woman with high morals and has been very loyal to Odysseus. And she knew that only Odysseus, out of all people, he's the only one who was able to have the great skill of mastering that bow. So he tricked the suitors in believing that they had an actual chance to possibly marry her, when in reality they never really did, because, like I said, suitors got nothing on Odysseus when it comes to that bow at all.
Penelope thought that she wanted a man that would be ready and prepared to go to war at any time. They could fight back. Because back then, when men were warriors, they were like a big, amazing guy with a bunch of accomplishments.
I like it. Alright, so
Any other input?
any other comments?
I think that's pretty good.
Alright, our third and final question is, why does Odysseus disguise himself as a beggar?
Well, probably to throw the suitors off their game, like, this guy doesn't have a chance, so we could just take it easy, and then he just, like, wins it all. Gets his wife.
The reason why he disguised himself as a beggar, so that he could infiltrate without being detected, because obviously the suitors wouldn't want Odysseus to be around if he knew they were trying to get into her, trying to get Penelope marry her. Not. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Okay, we know what you
So anyway.
mean. That sucks. You finish it. Just go ahead.
So anyway, and they obviously wouldn't straight up give Odysseus the bow and arrow if they knew it was Odysseus, because they know he's the only one who so far has actually used the bow and arrow and has perfected skill with it. And once Odysseus got the arrow, that's when he began to have the opportunity to start taking out suitors one by one.
Alright.
He was practically playing like mind tricks to everyone. He dressed up as a poor beggar so that he could sneak in and win the boat. So when he went up, they all thought, he's nothing. He's just a poor guy. He has no reason to be here with us. And then he proved them all wrong. Got the bow, and pretty much showed them all off.
Yeah, I think he in chapter 22 reveal himself.
Right, that's in chapter 22.
Yeah, that's in
chapter 21.
We're on
Indiana
chapter-
just
I know, I'm just saying. Get with the program.
get in the program. Get in the program.
I'm just trying.
Talking about 21.
I know. Hey guys, what's my
21. 21.
Alright, yeah, let's.
So, chapter 21 is basically the beginning of the climax, right?
Yeah, that's basically the introduction of the climax. It's right before the main things happen, and that's right before he introduces his real identity to the suitors and goes, surprise!
Alright, so. You guys? Alright, so this was chapter 21 on the Odyssey. I'm Ryan.
Chance,
Zeus.
Ashley.
thank you.
Thank you for your time and
Drive
Good
safe
night.
home.
drive safe home. Bad read.